Hello, everyone. My name is Caitlin Denning, and I'm the Tobacco Prevention Education Program Coordinator with Yamhill County Public Health. And today I'll be talking about vaping, specifically as it relates to youth. The topics that I will be touching on include what vaping is itself, as well as how to identify vape pens, specifically talking about what they look like and what they smell like. I will also talk about what to look for in your kids as well, so that way you have an idea of how to catch if they're potentially using vape pens. Also, I will talk about nicotine addiction, health effects, as well as give you resources for quitting as well. Vaping is the act of inhaling and exhaling a vapor or mist containing nicotine and flavoring from an electronic cigarette, or otherwise known as a vape pen. The vapor or mist is created when a battery-powered device heats a liquid into an aerosol. In addition to the nicotine and flavorings, it's really important to be aware that the aerosol also contains a variety of other chemicals. So when it comes to the vape pen itself, what should we be looking out for? Vape pens do come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. The most common shapes include pens. So oftentimes, vape pens will look exactly like normal ballpoint pens, highlighters, as well as other school supplies. Additionally, another really common shape that a vape pen may take on is that of a USB drive. In some cases, a vape pen will look just like a regular cigarette itself, which with youth will not be as likely of a shape to be that they will use. A few other additional shapes include smartwatches. It could look like a smartwatch itself, or it may just be a little tiny device that fits within the band itself of the smartwatch. Additional shapes include pods that are just like really small little pods that may not even be noticeable, or just the size of a little pebble as well. It's really important to be aware that there are some vape pens that don't have a smell at all, but there are many different flavors that are within vape pens that one can choose from. Oftentimes, they will have a fruity flavor and just have that sweet smell to them, or maybe a flavor such as chocolate and have that associated smell attached to it. It's also important to note that when you're keeping an eye out for different products, some products may just say electronic cigarette, some may say Juul, or they have a variety of other names as well, depending on the brand. Now that we've talked about the shape of vape pens as well as the smell, what are things that we should be looking for within our teens that, in terms of behavior changes as well as physical changes as well? In terms of physical changes or physical symptoms one might exhibit, immediate symptoms might include coughing, shortness of breath, as well as chest pain. So in some cases, teenagers might exhibit changes in their skin, such as increased acne, inflammation, as well as wounds that take longer to heal. And it will be important to note that with an association with flavoring, their breath might smell like the flavor of the vape pen that they're using. In terms of behavioral changes, a teenager may become more secretive. They may also exhibit withdrawal symptoms, which might include being more irritable or aggressive, or they may also clearly have a craving. Additionally, you might notice that within a teen, there may be changes in school performance as well, such as decreased or poor grades, as well as having a harder time concentrating. You may also want to keep an eye out for vaping supplies that might be lying around, such as individual cartridges that contain liquid to refill the vapes themselves. Additionally, as I noted before with the varying shapes of vape pens, it'll just be really important to go through and keep an eye out for pens that might not fit, something that might look like a pen that doesn't quite fit in, or similar to a USB drive or other like small boxes as well. Moving on to talking about nicotine addiction. In the case you don't know what nicotine addiction is, it is a chronic disease that occurs when someone is unable to stop using nicotine, which is an addictive chemical in tobacco. One becomes addicted to nicotine because nicotine increases dopamine levels in the brain's reward circuits, which then causes feelings of pleasure and distracts from unpleasant feelings. Over time, the body will build a tolerance to nicotine, and the body will end up needing more nicotine to achieve the same effect. When one becomes addicted, they will begin to experience withdrawal symptoms when they go a long amount of time without using nicotine products. and they will have symptoms such as headaches as well when nicotine levels drop in the brain. And symptoms then will be relieved when one uses more nicotine. So what are some of the health risks that one might experience when vaping? Many of these health risks are ones that one might associate with using regular tobacco products such as cigarettes. Some of the major health risks to be aware of include one that I already just mentioned, which is nicotine addiction. There are also cancer-causing chemicals that can cause a variety of different cancers, such as oral cancer and lung cancer. Additionally, there are heavy metals and tiny particles that are also ingredients for the vape pens and the liquid that can cause additional damage and tearing up of various parts of the body, such as the lungs. It's also important to note that in addition to cancer, there can be additional damage to the heart and lungs as well. There's a lot of research that has been done to indicate that this might be an additional symptom or side effect. A few other short-term or immediate side effects that one might notice is that there will be throat and mouth irritation, coughing, headaches, and nausea, among others. There are a few additional safety concerns to keep in mind as well. The first is that the vape juice specifically is really poisonous, and it can be absorbed through the skin, eyes, and mouth as well, in addition to just inhaling the aerosol itself, which can lead to additional health effects. Additionally, vape pens can be explosive. They're electronic devices and have batteries that can overheat and explode over time. And it's really important to be aware of this, because if someone is close to a vape pen when it explodes, this can lead to other health effects, such as burns. One last safety concern to be aware of is that these products are very dangerous for children of any age, because the components of the vape pens, in addition to the liquid, can be really damaging and cause negative effects to overall development of the brain as well as growth. So what are some resources that one can utilize for quitting? The first is Smoke Free Oregon. If you go onto the smokefreeoregon.com website, there is a variety of different resources available there. Additionally, a more national resource is the American Lung Association. One can call the quit line and talk to a person on the phone and receive support that way. Additionally, they have cessation or quitting groups that are available in person as well as online that one can join to go through the process of quitting with other people. The American Lung Association website also has a handful of other really helpful resources as well. One last resource is myself. As the Tobacco Prevention and Education Program Coordinator with the county, I am able to facilitate quit groups myself, and then I also have a variety of other really helpful resources as well if one would like to reach out to me as well. That is all I have for you today. And then listed above on the slide is my contact information if you would like to get in touch with support, or if you have any questions as well. Thank you.